I've been chasing the perfect mac and cheese for years, and this is the one. 5 cheeses, a velvety, well-seasoned sauce, pasta cooked just right, and a golden, crispy topping. No wild mix-ins, no shortcuts, just mac and cheese done right. In this video, we're breaking it down step by step. We'll go over my core mac and cheese principles. Then we'll get prepped, build our cheese sauce, cook the pasta, and finish with a bake that leaves us with bubbling edges and that crispy, buttery top. So let's get into it. Let's talk principles. After a lot of trial and error, these are the rules I stick to every time. First, the golden ratio. For every kilo of pasta, we're using 1,200 grams of cheese and 1,200 milliliters of whole milk. The higher milk and cheese ratio helps keep things creamy even after baking. And that 1-to-1 ratio of cheese to milk, it's the sweet spot for a balance between creaminess and richness. Second, the cheese blend. We aim for a 50-50 split between cheeses that melt beautifully and ones that pack real flavor. For melt, I like gouda and double gloucester, or a mild cheddar if that's what you've got available in your area. For flavor, medium and mature cheddar brings that sharp edge. And Gruyere, that's our bridge. Melty, nutty, and complex, the best of both worlds. These are the foundations. Stick with them and you're halfway to greatness. Now, it's important to note here that for this recipe we're demoing today, we're doing a half portion of these ratios. If you're cooking for a party, stick to the original measurements. Now let's prep. Start by shredding your cheese. I use a food processor with a grating attachment as it saves a ton of time. Once it's all grated, give it all a good mix. This helps evenly distribute the melty and flavorful cheeses so every bite hits just right. Next, finely dice 1 small onion and mince 2 to 3 garlic cloves. Then, measure out your spices, paprika and chili powder, plus your flour, butter, and whole milk. A little mise en place here makes everything that follows feel smooth and easy. Now onto the heart of the dish, the cheese sauce. Melt butter in a large pan over medium heat. Then add your onion and saute until soft and translucent, about 5 minutes. A pinch of salt here also helps to break them down and release their flavor. Stir in your garlic and cook for about 30 seconds or just until fragrant. Then bloom your spices, paprika and chili powder. Just a minute or so to wake them up and bring warmth into the sauce. Now add the flour and stir well. Let it cook for a full 1 to 2 minutes to cook off that raw flour taste. This is your roux, the foundation of our bechamel. Start adding your whole milk slowly, whisking constantly. At first, it'll form a thick paste. Don't panic, that's what we want. Let it thicken slightly between each addition, then add more, and keep whisking until it's smooth and silky. Once all the milk is in, lower the heat and add 2/3 of your shredded cheese, 1 handful at a time. Let each handful melt completely before adding the next. It might feel a little slow, but this is how you avoid clumps and get that perfectly smooth sauce. Now give it a taste. Between the salty cheeses and spices, you likely won't need extra salt, but a bit of black pepper rounds it out nicely. While the sauce finishes up, bring a large pot of water to a boil and salt it well. I'm using spiral pasta as I love that their shape not only gives more bite than traditional macaroni, the hollow center also helps hold on to the sauce beautifully. Add your pasta and cook it just shy of al dente. If you bite into a piece, it should still have a little resistance and in the center look undercooked. This is intentional, as it'll continue to cook in the oven and we want texture in our final mac and cheese, not mush. Before you drain it, scoop out a cup of that starchy pasta water, as we might need it later on to loosen and emulsify the sauce. Drain the pasta well, then return it to the pot. Now pour your cheese sauce over the pasta. Don't forget to scrape in any of that extra cheese sauce too, and mix thoroughly. If your sauce feels too thick or is evaporating quickly, add a splash of that reserved pasta water to loosen it up and emulsify. There's no harm in this being a bit loose of a sauce, as some of the liquid will evaporate and finish cooking your pasta in the oven, leaving you with a perfectly creamy sauce. Next, butter your baking dish. Mine is 9.5 inches square. Then start to layer half of your mac and cheese into the dish. Next, take half of your remaining shredded cheese and layer it evenly over the top of your mac and cheese. And then add the rest of your mac and cheese on top, ensuring an even layer. Don't forget to scrape in all that cheese sauce. Now for our crispy topping. Melt some butter and mix it with panko breadcrumbs until they're nicely coated. Layer a bit of cheese, then a bit of panko, repeating the process until everything is used up. Cheese, panko, cheese, panko. This gives us a crispy, cheesy contrast in every single bite, not just one big layer of cheese on top. Wrap tightly in foil and bake at 175 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit for about 25 minutes. Then remove the foil, crank the oven at 200 Celsius or 400 Fahrenheit and bake for another 15 minutes or until golden and bubbling. And there it is. A creamy, cheesy, perfectly baked mac and cheese with a crispy golden top, bubbly cheese sauce, and serious comfort in every bite. So tell me, are you serving this as a main or as a side? And if it is a side, what's on the plate next to it? Let me know in the comments.